Right now, on to the point. Missing money. A local couple now turning to the public for help in order to pay their surrogate.
Our bank accounts are frozen because of an investigation.
Plus, caught in a fire zone. How emergency crews rescued several hikers stuck in Tahoe. And later, President Biden's response to more Democrats raising concerns about his ability to run for re-election.
Good evening. Thank you so much for starting your week with us on To The Point. I'm Alex Bell. And tonight we are sharing a story of resilience. A local couple hoping for a baby paid a company for their surrogate only to find out all of their money was completely lost. We will bring you that story a little bit later in the show. But first tonight, we saw record heat this weekend. We also felt it. And although it was a little cooler today, more heat is on the way. Meteorologist Brendan Minchef joining us this evening to break it all down. Good evening, Brendan.
Good evening, Alex. Good evening, everybody. We are in the midst of quite a streak of triple-digit temperatures. Started last Sunday, has continued all the way through today. But like you heard Alex say, we did see some very hot temperatures over the weekend. Saturday's high temperature of 113 degrees downtown was the hottest day since September 8th, 2022, which was the tail end of that heat wave when we made it to our all-time record high of 116 degrees. So it has been a while since we've seen temperatures this hot. Today was a little cooler, 103 degrees downtown, 99 Sacramento Executive, 103 Stockton, 104 in Modesto. Still quite a bit above our average high temperatures, which are in those low to middle 90s, though. As we take a look at the ABC 10 weather impact headlines, we're not done with the heat just yet. We're almost there. We can see the end, but we're not there. Tomorrow's going to be near 100 degrees. It might snap our stretch of triple-digit heat, but it's going to come right back Wednesday and Thursday and Friday with high temperatures between 105 and 112. I'll break those details down a little later in the show, Alex.
All right, Brenda, thank you so much. Let's get to those wildfires that we're tracking tonight. The Pay Fire is burning right now in El Dorado County. It sparked Saturday night and is burning near Pay Dirt Road near Placerville. It's now at 77 acres and is 35% contained. All evacuation orders have been downgraded to warnings. And then in Placer County, crews are battling the Royal Fire. It started yesterday afternoon near Soda Springs in Tahoe National Forest. It is currently at 169 acres burned at zero containment. Right now, Soda Springs Road is closed and some homes are under evacuation orders. And right now, 13 young hikers who went missing near the Royal Fire are back home and they are safe with their families. The Placer County Sheriff's Office say that their cars were located by deputies and fire officials doing checks near the area where that fire started. ABC 10's Roxanne Elias has the latest tonight.
A visual on our hiking party. We can identify at least 12 subjects. All of them appear to be sleeping and in good condition.
After hours of searching, a search and rescue team with the Placer County Sheriff's Office located 13 missing hikers. The group had gone missing in the fire zone of the Royal Fire burn Sunday night.
So when we got the call about the fire, when they went up to where the fire started, there was 4 vehicles that were located, and we started looking into it. It's at a trailhead called Palisades Creek Trail, and when we started running the plates, finding out who the registered owners were, we were able to find out who get contact numbers. We talked to a mother.
The mother shared the group of friends between 16 and 20 years old had gone for a hike and were going to do a camping trip. Lieutenant Ty Connors works for the Placer County Sheriff's Office of Emergency Management. He says the group of friends had hiked this trail before and were familiar with the area.
About 3 miles from the bridge, that's where Falcon 30 was able to locate them.
He says the group did everything right by preparing and letting their families know where they were going.
My understanding, they did have Garmin, a Garmin or InReach device, and the family is actually, my understanding, was trying to reach out to them because there's ways you could do texting. We had Cal OES. I contacted them, and they reached out to Garmin. They were doing reverse connection, trying to get them to at least push their locators so we can find out where they're at.
But their location made it hard to connect with the group. The sheriff's office says they then sent their Falcon 30 crew up in the air to find them, and they were able to locate them and send down members of their search and rescue team. A mother who did not want to speak on camera called the situation awful. But all of the friends were reunited with their families and are in the process of returning home.
Regardless if they didn't have any medical issues or didn't have any concerns, but on our end, it really did, was going to affect our, efforts if we had to continue on trying to concern about 13, younger adults down in the canyon.
In Placer County, Roxanne Elias, ABC 10.
I think we can all say we are very thankful everyone is okay. And the sheriff's office says that those hikers, that if you are hiking, you should always let someone know where you are going and where you plan to end up. They also say that you should share your location and carry a tracking device if you can. All right, now we head to some illegal fireworks. A major crackdown on illegal fireworks in Woodland, where police report more than $230,000 in citations this year. The city implemented a new policy this year that allows for more fines. Under the new policy, those lighting or possessing illegal fireworks could get fined $1,000 per device. And those that didn't get caught could get citations in the mail.
A couple of the people that we issued citations to, their responses were, well, we're not hurting anybody. It's not that big of a deal. Well, I would argue that a couple of years ago, we had a family right here in Woodland who lost their home to a fire. So it was a big deal to them. And if it's a big deal to them and it's a big deal to our community, then it's a big deal to us.
The police department also had drones out looking for illegal fireworks. Residents shared photos and videos in an illegal firework reporting app. Hyde says the department will follow up with those reports and issue citations. In South Sacramento, a person was detained today following a 9-hour standoff. It all happened in the Valley High area off of Cosumnes River Boulevard. Officers say they got a call just after 2 this morning of an armed person in the area. Another person reported seeing someone jumping fences and was in their backyard with a gun. Sacramento police spent several hours trying to communicate with the person. The person was just detained right before noon. A 40-year-old Placer County cold case is moving forward. A man accused in the death of a woman in Roseville was arraigned today. 59-year-old Richard Moore is accused of killing 69-year-old Madeline Garcia back in 1984. He was arrested in Los Angeles last month. No bail was set in today's arraignment. Moore's next court date is July 22nd. The Placer County DA's office credits advancement in forensic technology along with detectives leading to Moore's arrest. California Congressman John Garamendi announced today that he is now receiving treatment for cancer. In a video posted to social media, Garamendi confirmed that he has been diagnosed with multiple myeloma, a form of blood cancer. He is now in treatment at Kaiser Oncology in Sacramento, and Garamendi says that the cancer was caught early, and he is confident he will soon be in remission. He plans to continue working while going through treatment. Next, on To the Point, a local couple saved thousands for their baby, only to find out it went missing, why they are now turning to strangers for help.
And could tomorrow be the end of the streak when it comes to triple-digit heat? Maybe, but it'll only be temporary. I've got the forecast coming up.
Plus, as more concerns about President Biden's ability to run for re-election, how he's responding to the criticism.
If any of these guys don't think I should run against me, go ahead, announce for president. Challenge me at the convention.
Hurricane Beryl, which is now a tropical depression, swept into Texas early this morning. The storm was a Category 1 hurricane when it made landfall south of Houston, bringing 90-mile-per-hour winds, flooding streets, and fast-rising water. At least 2 people have been killed in the Houston area by trees that fell on homes. And tonight, more than 2 million people are now without power. Meanwhile, a record-breaking heat wave is baking the West. Over 70 million people across the country are impacted by some form of heat alerts. And of course, we are not alone here locally. So I want to go ahead and bring in meteorologist Brendan Minchef joining us now.
Yep.
We're not cooling down anytime soon.
Well, I mean, if you consider today's 103 cooler than what we had this weekend, then I mean, yeah, we're cooler, right? But if you don't, then, well, we're not. So Saturday, 113 degrees, hottest day we've had in almost 2 years. The last time we were 113 was September 8th, 2022, which was at the tail end of that heat wave when we set our all-time record high temperature of 116 degrees. So again, if you consider today's heat of 103 cooler by 10 degrees, then it was cooler out there. If you don't, well, then I don't know what to tell you. But over the last now 9 days, we've been at least 100 degrees. Starting June 30th, it was 103, 106, 108, 109, 110. Peak of the heat was Saturday when we made it to 113. Then we have actually been losing some temperature the last couple of days. We were 106 yesterday, 103 degrees this afternoon, and tomorrow could potentially end the streak. We'll talk about that in a second. But this heat wave in the afternoons, our temperatures from June 30th to July 8th, on average, was at least a level 2 out of 5 on the Climate Central Climate Shift Index, which means climate change has had a dominant influence on these temperatures. But look at the low temperatures from that time frame. It has been much more drastic. A level 5 out of 5 on the index. That is an exceptional heat event driven by climate change. In other words, these warm mornings that we've had, almost impossible without climate change. Now, tomorrow is going to be cooler. In fact, my forecast high tomorrow is 99 degrees, which would end the streak of triple-digit heat. 97 in Elk Grove, 101 Stockton, 102 Modesto, 106 up in Colusa. Mainly 90s in the foothills, low 90s up in the high country. So again, could this break our stretch of triple-digit heat? If it does, that means we will not get to this record of 11 days in a row because, again, we're at 9 right now, and we need a couple more to tie. If we do hit 100 tomorrow, we are guaranteed to set a new record for most days in a row with a high temperature of at least 100. But again, it all hinges on Tuesday because look what happens Wednesday and Thursday. We go back to those weather impact alert days as temperatures 105 to about 112 in the valley. And then we lose that heat for good by the time we get to the weekend as temperatures drop back into those mid and upper 90s, Alex.
All right, we're almost there. Thank you so much, Brendan. Next on To the Point, missing money. A local couple now turning to the public for help in order to pay their surrogate. Plus, what's caused a new water warning at Lake Tahoe. Welcome back. A local family hoping for a baby paid a company $45,000 meant to pay their surrogate. But now there's a federal investigation underway. The family lost their money. And tonight, ABC 10's Jeannie Nguyen explains what happened and why the family is now turning to strangers for help.
For 7 years, this trio was the Ketman family.
Get your frisbee!
Until Caitlin and Christopher decided it was time to give their dog, Theo, a sibling.
We know we want kids. We know we are meant to be parents.
Caitlin always knew the journey to become a parent would be difficult.
I have severe endometriosis. I had to have a full hysterectomy. From the very beginning, he's been incredible of just, okay, we'll figure it out. Whatever we need to do to figure out how we're going to have a family, we'll figure it out together.
With Caitlin as a wedding photographer and Christopher working in tech, the couple figured adoption would be the most cost-effective way to expand their family. But their adoption journey didn't go very far.
You're essentially denied, not because of anything on our side, but because we wanted a baby that was, we wanted an infant 3 or younger, and they said, if you can take a 7-year-old, you can have a 7-year-old right now. And we're like, we're not prepared for that.
Making them question if this would ever happen.
That journey of how has always been a question mark.
The couple started looking into surrogacy.
The thought of being able to, make a copy of us was really exciting.
Christopher and Caitlin went through the IVF process in May 2023.
It only took us 4 months to get to the IVF process to see if we can harvest eggs and create embryos.
They signed a contract with Surrogacy Escrow Account Management, or SEAM, based out of Houston, Texas, who would make payments to the woman carrying their baby.
Everything that we read about and all the testimonials were excellent.
The Ketmans put $45,000 into the escrow account for SEAM. Then in June, the couple started to see problems when the company notified them of payment issues.
There are some delays in payments. It's going to take a few extra days. Bear with us. We're looking into a bank issue.
But days after the first notice, they got another message.
On June 14th is when we got the kind of bombshell, if you will, and that bombshell was, we have ceased all operations. Our bank accounts are frozen because of an investigation.
Nearly $45,000 of their hard-earned money gone. And they are not the only ones. The FBI's Houston division is investigating SEAM and is looking for more couples like the Ketmans, believing there are hundreds. Lori Hood, a Houston-based attorney, is representing one of those couples.
We filed a lawsuit in Harris County asking the court to give us emergency relief so we could freeze bank accounts.
Hood's clients are in the process of their surrogacy pregnancy and haven't been able to access $60,000 from their SEAM account to pay their surrogate.
It's just absolutely abhorrent what these people have done to these parents and to these surrogates.
The FBI would not do an interview with ABC 10, but through Hood's investigation, she says she was able to trace a portion of where the money was spent.
The company bought at least 42 pieces of real property in and around Houston, Texas.
ABC 10 reached out to Seam. The company's owner, Dominique Side, set up an automated response that said, in part, "We are subject to an active investigation by federal authorities. I am not permitted to respond to any inquiries regarding the investigation."
Wait, we're going to be out $45,000 and there's no answers.
The Kettmans say they are unable to afford an attorney at this time and don't think they'll ever get their money back. All of this as they are trying to recoup their funds with the help of strangers to pay their surrogate.
We are expecting a baby boy, and he is due in October.
The couple says no matter how this pans out, it's all worth it.
All right, Jeannie has been following the story for us and joins us right now. Jeannie, we know that there is at least one lawsuit against this escrow company. Do we know if there are any additional lawsuits?
Well, the attorney you just heard from, Lori Hood, says that she is looking for more couples like the Kettmans, and they don't actually have to be based out of Texas. She is trying to add more people onto her lawsuit in hopes of getting even a fraction of that money back for these families. And her contact info will be on our website at abc10.com.
All right, Jeannie, thank you so much. Tonight, government officials are investigating whether toxic algae is blooming again on Lake Tahoe beaches. Warning signs for toxic algae went up today at El Dorado Beach in the city of South Lake Tahoe. The signs are meant as a precaution after a woman's viral video announcing that her dog died from suspected poisoning by blue-green algae. The city says water board officials found no visible sign of a new algae bloom at the beach, but the water samples will take until late this week to test, so the warning signs are going to stay up at least until then. The woman reported her dog also swam at Nevada Beach. State officials from Nevada are also testing the water there as well. And we are hearing more from officials tonight, so we'll have some more updates coming up on Late News tonight at 11. In other news, the Justice Department says Boeing has agreed to plead guilty to a criminal fraud charge. The charge stems from 2 crashes of 737 MAX jetliners in Indonesia and Ethiopia that killed 346 people. The plea deal, which will still need approval from a federal judge, calls for Boeing to pay an additional $243.6 million fine. An independent monitor would be named to oversee Boeing's safety and quality procedures for 3 years, and Boeing would be required to invest at least $455 million in its compliance and safety programs. Lawyers for some of the relatives of those who died in the crashes say that they will ask the judge to reject the agreement. All right, turning now to Your Voice, Your Vote. Tonight, as lawmakers are returning from the 4th of July holiday, more Democrats are raising concerns about President Biden's candidacy. Today, Biden releasing a letter to congressional Democrats, calling into MSNBC and meeting with donors on the phone as he works to calm concerns over his ability to run.
A defensive President Biden pushing back on the growing calls for him to drop out. Today, in a letter to congressional Democrats, President Biden writes, "I am firmly committed to staying in this race, to running this race to the end, and to beating Donald Trump." Biden doubling down on MSNBC just minutes later, blaming the elites for trying to push him out.
I'm getting so frustrated by the elites. Now, I'm not talking about you guys, but about the elites in the party who they know so much more. If any of these guys don't think I should run against me, go ahead, announce for president. Challenge me at the convention.
The First Lady, Jill Biden, on the campaign trail today in North Carolina.
Joe has made it clear that he's all in.
It comes as White House visitor logs show an expert in Parkinson's disease visited the White House 8 times in 8 months from last summer through this spring. The White House not confirming if the expert was advising on Biden's personal care. According to a memo on Biden's health from February, a neurologist found no signs of Parkinson's in the president as a part of his annual exam.
Has the president been treated for Parkinson's? No. Is he being treated for Parkinson's? No, he's not. Is he taking medication for Parkinson's? No.
The Republican-led House Oversight Committee is requesting an interview with the president's personal doctor.
The American people deserve to know whether or not the President of the United States is fully capable of performing his duties.
And according to notices obtained by ABC News, House Democrats are meeting tomorrow morning to talk about the path of the party going forward. We are told cell phones will be taken at the door to prevent any leaks. And stay with us. We're back after this short break with what we're working on for tomorrow. All right, so one artist is on a mission to share the ancient art and history of Korean papermaking history, known as Hanji. Steph Rue hosts Korean papermaking workshops at her Sacramento home for community members to get a little taste of what it's like to make paper from scratch. The entire process from start to finish can take days, and it really is just a labor of love that reflects the durability of the paper and its significance to Korean culture and history.
Then be turned into used in so many different ways, not just for important documents and paintings and prints and things obviously, but also it's used in Korea for flooring, covering walls, windows, doors, furniture, lighting.
Tomorrow at 6:30, right here on To The Point, we are taking a closer look at the papermaking process and how it's allowed Steph to build community and also connect to her identity. As always, thank you so much for watching us and for always inviting us into your home. If you have something you think we should be looking into, make sure to reach out to me and the team. Have a great night. Hey, it's Alex. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. The To The Point team and I love hearing from you, and I hope that you'll stay in touch. And don't forget, you can always email me and the team at tothepoint@abc10.com, or you can even send us a text message at 916-321-3310.